This conference will now be recorded.
So we created the decision tree and we referred that from one of the flow. Okay, so for what we have created the decision table, mainly to find out the insurance type, right? Whether it is the health insurance, term insurance, life insurance kind of the thing. Okay, so insurance flow we created from the insurance flow we have called it. Apply the created project. The work participants. Case management default. Okay, now if you run the flow, so the very first screen will be displays the drop down to select what kind of the insurance you are about to create. Okay. You got it, you see. So in the very first screen, we are just displaying what kind of the screen it is. Okay, so with the drop down, what kind of the insurance you would like to create. So by default, the first one will be displayed term insurance, health insurance, and the life insurance. Okay, so in case if you want to create the health insurance policy, then select that and then submit it. So now we will be loading the health insurance flow action. See, here you go. This is the health insurance flow action. Okay, so in this, the policy ID, holder name, holder age, and the policy holder gender. Okay, we can enter. So how exactly we can add? This is the table grid. Okay, this is the table grid. So add item and delete. So two options will be there. So on click of the add item. Okay, now it will be adding one blank row. Now in this you can enter like policy holder ID, policy ID 1001. Okay, so and the age. Okay, so like this. And if you want to add one more record, then again select add item. Okay, so 1002. Okay, so like this. If you want to add one more item like this, you can add the records. Okay, so likewise you can add. And in case if you don't want any of the record, in case if you want to delete it, then select the record which you wanted to delete. Okay, like this, just click on that and then press delete. Okay, in case if you want to edit any of the record, so just double click on this particular record. Okay, then you can modify it. Then it is going into the editable mode. Okay, that record, that row will be goes displays like a editable mode. Then you can edit it. See like this. Okay, like this you can change it and then you can submit it. Okay, so this is the flow. So this is a small flow which we created just for entering the policyholder details. Okay, so again, if you create a new one, now actions run. Okay, so previously we have selected health insurance. This time select life insurance and then submit. So it will display the life insurance flash. Life insurance flash. Okay, again same thing. So this will be common. So we created one data class, okay, which contains these 4 records, and then so in the work class in the section we have created this one. Okay, we have created the table grid we have taken this time. Okay, so in general we used to take the dynamic layouts also. Okay, the dynamic layout, so it is like we are going to enter one record. Now here it is like a table grid which we can, by which we can enter multiple records, like a table kind of the thing. Okay, now this is done through the this condition we applied to insurance type decision tree. Okay, so this is the decision tree which we have created, and then we have created an insurance type property. So how exactly it is working? Now in the insurance type drop down, okay, term insurance, health insurance, life insurance, like that we have created 3 options to the user, and based on the options selected, okay, in the flow it is going to be referring the insurance type decision tree. Okay, in the decision tree, so based on the user selected, okay, it will be having whether term insurance TI, okay, insurance type LI or else HI. Why? Because in the property, so this value internally we referred with TI, HI, LI. Okay, so that is the reason why. So if it is TI, then written term insurance. So when once it returns term insurance, now again in the flow, what we are doing? So if it is term insurance, okay, then it is coming here, and here the flow action, again we are referring to the term insurance flow action. See, term insurance flow action. Okay, in case if the user selected life insurance LI, then it will come to the assignment of this. So here this assignment is referring to the which flow action? Life insurance flow action. See, life insurance flow action. So finally it is ending the flow. So this is the start shape and this is the end shape. Okay, so based on the condition it will go further and then it will be displayed accordingly. Okay, so here in case in the flow at max, how many number of the start shapes you can have? Maximum you can have, or minimum you can have one only. Okay, in any of the flow you can have only one start shape. And how about the ends?
We can have any number of ends.
Exactly. Okay, end symbols you can have, end shapes you can have as many you want. So in case if this flow you feel that it is little difficult to understand, so just for convenience or understanding purpose, so we can have multiple end shapes. Okay, now these two assignment shapes I can name here itself. Like this. Okay, so these two assignment shapes are ending here, and these two, one assignment and one decision rule execute ending here. Okay, so likewise you can have n number of the end shapes in the flow, but only one start shape you can have in the flow. Okay, so just for easy understanding purpose, okay, in case if you want you can design it like this. Okay, now here we have this decision tree, and we have the decision table also, right? Earlier we created decision table. Let's open from Class Explorer, go to the App Explorer, under the App Explorer, decision. Okay, so here decision table, get branch details. So for the branch details, we have used the decision table. Okay, so based on the branch code, it was written in the branch name. Okay. Now here, we are returning like any property we can select. Okay, we have seen something called gender property, right? Okay, now here we have something called search or expression. Okay, even from the expression builder also, okay, you can select the value, the return value you can select from the expression builder also. Okay, so but whereas for the insurance type decision tree, okay, so what can be the return value? Okay, here also you can select the property. Okay, next, allow changes to function list and allow selection of all decision option. Okay, allow selection of all decision option. So here we are returning, right? So in this return, if you see, you have something called continue, otherwise, call decision tree, call map value, call decision table. Okay, like that you have these things. Okay, so in which rule it is? In the decision tree. In the decision tree, in the configuration tab, okay, you have something called allow selection of call decision option. Okay, allow selection of call decision option. Okay, so if you remove that, what will be there? Here in the return drop down, which you have only continue otherwise. Okay, return continue otherwise. Okay, but if you select the option of allow selection of call decision options. Okay, so in that case, along with this, okay, so on the otherwise you will not be getting that, but on the conditions along with return continue otherwise, you also have call decision tree, call map value, call decision table. Okay, so like that, even if you want, you can have, you can call another decision tree also from the decision tree. Okay, you can call another map value, another decision table also from the decision tree. Okay, so from the decision tree, you can call another decision table also. So here you can call another decision table. Okay, so we have get branch details. You cannot call the same one. Why? Because it will be go like an infinite loop. If you call the same rule from the same rule, okay, so then it will be going on infinite loop. Okay, so you can select your own decision table. If you create another one, it will display. Otherwise, the Pega default decision tables are there, which you want, you can select over there. Okay, so like this. So the one more difference between decision tree and decision table is like, okay, from the decision tree, you can call another decision tree or another decision table or map value kind of thing. Okay, so for that you have an option. Okay, what is that option? Allow selection of call decision option. Okay, but whereas in the decision table, okay, you don't have that option. Okay, you only have allow to build the expression. Okay, allow to build the expression. So that means we can build the expression here. Okay, we can build the expression by going to the search or open explorer. Okay, here you can browse, and here you can select some functions to call another decision tree or decision table. Okay, you have the functions to call another decision tree or decision table. So what are that? For example, if you want to call decision table, you have something called evaluate decision table. Or you also have something called obtain value. Display. We will go to the decision category. Decision analytics. The name is actually PX evaluate decision tree or obtain value will be there. PFG. See, PX evaluate decision table, PX evaluate decision tree. Okay, so like this, you can use any of these functions. Okay, you can use any of these functions. So from the decision table, if you want to call any decision table, any other decision table, you can use this function. So here nothing, just the page name and again the rule name which you wanted to execute. That's all, nothing else is required. So same thing for the decision tree also. Okay, so specifically for decision tree, it is having PX evaluate decision tree, PX evaluate decision table. Otherwise, we have something called obtain value also. It is not showing obtain value. Let's see, go to O and see. OP. I'm not showing. Not sure why it is not showing. Okay, but anyway, this obtain value is the legacy one. I'm not sure if they removed it. Okay, but you have something called evaluate decision table for decision table, evaluate decision tree for decision tree. Okay, so like that you can use that. So this is the main difference. To call a decision tree or decision table from one rule to another rule, how exactly you can do means, okay, in the decision table you can use the functions, okay, to call the another decision rules. But whereas in the decision tree, okay, you have directly a method. Okay, call decision option checkbox is there. If you select that, so you have a directly a method. So call decision tree or decision table like that. This is also one of the difference. Okay, and for complex if else conditions, we will be going for the decision tree. Okay, so and even multiple values we can return. Okay, in the decision table. Okay, in the decision table you can return multiple values, like you can do the property sets. How exactly you can do the property sets? By selecting evaluate all rows. Okay, so here you will be getting actions. So here you can add the property, and likewise as many number of the properties you want, you can select it. Okay, so these are the differences. Now okay, so this is the difference between decision tree and decision table. Now let's go ahead. When you create a work object, okay, so this is a work object which we created. Okay, so in that case, here right side we are seeing many things. Okay, like case details and open assignments and recent followers, recent content. Okay, recent content. Okay, participants. Okay, recent content. Okay, no items. Okay, recent content means what? Here, if you click on this add content, it is going to open one pop-up window. Okay, it is going to display some model dialog. Okay, in that dialog, okay, we'll be entering some functionality, we'll be performing some actions. Okay, like rich text, okay, local file, add existing URL. So if you want, you can add it. Local file, if you want to add, select this. Okay, so select a file or else drag and drop. Okay, select any of the file. Okay, and give some name for this testing model window. Okay, so like this you can give, and if you want, you can add some description also. Okay, and then you can submit it. So once if you submit, this attachment will be added to the work object. See, under the recent content, you got that. Okay, so the file which you have attached and the testing model window. So the description or else the title which I have given, that it is showing. Okay, and but still you are in the same life insurance flow action. Okay, still you are in the same life insurance flow action. But here, if you click on the submit, what will be happening? This flow action will be completed and it will go to the next assignment. Okay, this assignment will be completed and it will go to the next assignment. In case in the flow, okay, if you're having, okay, one more assignment after the term insurance. Right now, after the term insurance, okay, you have end step. Okay, so it is going to end the flow. But in case if you have any other assignment, it will be going to the next assignment. Okay, so like that, when you are at the assignment and click of the submit in the flow action, it will go to the next screen. So that will be performed through the flow action. Okay, that will be performed through the flow action. Okay, in the flow action, okay, on click of the submit, it is moving to the next assignment. Okay, the flow will be moving further on click of the submit in the flow action. But here, whereas in the content, what happened? Sorry, in this. Whereas after attaching the assignment, okay, after attaching a file, still you are at the same assignment. Okay, still you are at the same assignment. Okay, so what is the difference between? Why? Because this is a local action. This is a connector action. Okay, so connector flow action, local flow action, like that there are two types of the flow actions will be there. Okay, mainly two types of the flow actions. One is the connector action and other one is the other one is the local action. Okay, so if it is local action, the screen will not go to the next assignment. It will be on the same assignment only. Any doubt, Jagdish?
No, sir.
Okay, so under the process category, actually we will be having all our flow actions. So how exactly you can know that, okay, whether it is a flow action, connector flow action, or else normal local action. Okay, means term insurance or else. Okay. Okay, so here there is an indicator. Sorry, this is in which tab? This is under the action tab. Okay, under the action tab, okay, if you scroll down, okay, so here in the indicator layout, so used as local and connector, it is there. Okay, so here if you select local action, it will act only as a local action. Okay, you cannot use it at the assignment level. Okay, at the assignment, if you use connector action, this can be only used at the assignment level. That means in the flow, okay, in the flow, okay, here you can select for the connector. When if this term insurance FA is selected as a connector action, then you can only refer in this flow at the connector level. Okay, but if you select as a local action, then you cannot use it here. Okay, for example, now this term insurance FA I have selected as a local action. Save it. Okay, now term insurance FA I have selected as a local action. Now go to the flow. Now for the term insurance, now term insurance FA, press the down arrow. Term insurance FA, actions, run. Term insurance. Should not come. The local action should not come here. So, maybe there is some issue of it, but this is the local action we made, so that should not display here. Okay, and in case if you make it as a connector, then only it has to be displayed at the connector level. Okay, and if you make it local and connector, then it will act as both local action and connector action. So connector action means it will move the flow from one assignment to another assignment. Okay, but whereas local action means it will not go from one assignment to another assignment. Okay, now for example, you see here, and the local actions we can also refer from in the flow. The local actions can also be referred from. Okay, under the actions menu here, it will be displayed. Okay, it will be displayed. Okay, refresh, add work, review. Okay, these all are the local actions. Okay, now let me see. So there is some predefined Pega PRPC local actions also available. If you want, you can reuse them. Okay, you can reuse them. For example, for the same attaching a file, in case in your flow, if it is not having, okay, if you want to do it from this, okay, attach a file here. Okay, the local action, if you want to display here, all the local actions can be displayed even here as well. Okay, so then how exactly you can do means you can give it at the assignment level. Okay, presently here which screen we have? This is the which one? Term insurance or life insurance. Okay, this is the life insurance we have. This is already submitted. Okay, so now for example, for the term insurance assignment, I would like to display add local action. Then open this assignment. Okay, in this assignment, if you scroll down, okay, here you have something called local actions. Now here in the local action, okay, if you press the down arrow, you can see all the list of the this. Now it is showing all these assignments. Why it is showing all these flow actions? Why it is showing all these flow actions? Why? Because all these flow actions are referred as local and connector. Both we have selected local and connector. That is the reason why under the local actions you are able to see. And let me see this time whether it will work or not. Connector I am making. Save it. Okay. Now go to the flow. Cancel it. Double click on the assignment. Now local actions. Local action. Otherwise, it should display only local actions. Even though I have selected connector action, it is still showing. Likewise, as many number of the local actions you want, those many number of the local actions you can add like this, add local action, add local action. If you don't want anything, delete it. Okay, otherwise, if you want anything, add local action. As I said, one I would like to do. Attach a file. Okay, so submit it, save it. Now run the flow. Okay, so for the term insurance only I have applied it. Now if you go to the actions menu, you see attach a file is showing. Okay, so why? Because this attach a file is a local action. Okay, so like that the local actions will be displayed here. But this the term insurance CFA, now it is having of type connector action. See, even though it is given over there, still it is not showing here. Okay, why? Because this place will be displaced only the local actions. Local actions can be referred from here. Okay, now it is not showing that one. Okay, not showing the term insurance. Even though we have referred that term insurance in the flow for this assignment. So we have to see term insurance is there and attach a file is there, but it is only showing attach a file. It is not showing the term insurance flow. Okay, now run this flow and go to the some other assignment. Instead of the term insurance, go to health insurance and then submit it. Now if you go to the action, are you getting attach a file? We are not getting the
No,
attach a file. Why we are not getting the attach a file? What would the
because we
reason?
didn't specify local action.
Yeah, the local action we applied only for the term insurance assignment. We did not give for the life insurance and we did not give for the health insurance. Okay, so if you want to, you can give even for these assignments also by going to that assignment properties and then local actions. So here you can give that attach a file. Then you will be getting for this. And again here also, if you give this for the life insurance assignment also, then you will be getting that attach a file. Okay, so in case in the flow you have here 4 assignments are there. Okay, in case if you are having 10 assignments, so for all the 10 assignments, if you want to give it like this, okay, then it will take a lot of time. So in that case, what we can do, we can assign the flow actions that are local actions, local flow actions at the flow level. So at the flow level, if you apply, so that will be displayed for all the assignments in that. Okay, at the flow level, if you if you apply the assignments, local actions, okay, then that will be displayed for all the assignments. See here in the design tab of the flow, we have flow wide local actions. Okay, so display these actions first and then select this. Okay, so if you select display these actions first, it will be displaying these actions first. Okay, so here display actions in alphabetical order. If you select, then okay, it will be displays based on the alphabetical order of these local actions. Okay, now here press the down arrow. Attach a file. Attach a note. So like that, I have given 2 local actions. Okay, now if you run the flow, now go to any of the flow action. That can be health insurance or life insurance or whatever it is. So in the flow, everywhere it will be displayed. See here, actions. See, attach a file, attach a note. Okay, so like this, we can assign the local actions. This is the first assignment. Even here also will be there. Why? Because at the flow level we have given. At the flow level we have applied. So wherever you are in the flow, in whichever the assignment you are, so it will be displayed. So attach a file, attach a note like this. So attach a note, it will be displayed pop-up window. So the flow will not further move. Okay, so here after entering something, testing note, testing note. And after closing this, still you will be at the same assignment. See, the flow will not move further. Okay, the flow will not move further. So this is the way we can apply the local actions. So these local actions, when creating a flow action, we can select what kind of the action it is. Okay, local and connector. Okay, now from which are places we refer to these local actions? One is at the assignment level, right? Okay, in the flow, we go into the assignment properties, we have selected that. And the other one is the at the flow level on the design tab. Okay, so if you select assignment level, only for that particular assignment it will display. But when you select at the flow level, you know, wherever it is, it will be displayed. Now the third option is like, so we can select from the buttons or else any other control in the user interface. Okay, any other control in the user interface. Let's close on this. Now, under the user interface, section. Okay, in general, how can we apply the actions? Like on click of the drop down or else like that. Okay, how can we apply the options?
From the action set.
Yeah, so go to the properties of that particular control, whether it can be drop down or else autocomplete or whatever it is. Under the actions, okay, we'll be add an event and then add an action. Okay, so under the add an action, okay, if you select all actions, here you will be having local action. Okay, so here if you select also, then it will be displays this local action. Okay, the local action which you wanted to display. Like this. So these are the places where we can refer the local actions. We can call the local actions. Okay. Now, even when running the flow, okay. So when running the flow, so these are the default buttons we are getting: cancel, save, submit. So how exactly you are getting these default buttons: cancel, save, submit? So they are coming from the flow action. Okay, in the flow action, okay, you will be having some option like the security, thinking validation or action. Mostly it should be in the action only. So the buttons, processing, post processing, on, shortness. Yeah, hide the default action section buttons. Okay, under the action buttons. So if you make it like that, it will hide the buttons. And even if you want, you can customize the action section buttons. You see here. Okay. So either you can hide it, or else even if you want, you can customize it. Like for the submit button, I want to make it like submit one just for testing, cancel one, next one, previous one. Okay. So under the action tab only, you will be having this as well. This we have applied for term insurance. Next, run it and see. Okay, go to term insurance. See here, submit one, cancel one. Like that, you can customize it, or you can hide it. Okay, or you can hide it. You can hide the default buttons, or else you can change the labels of the buttons. Okay, as per your requirement. Okay, instead of the submit, you can select proceed. Okay, so like this, if you want, you can change all of them. And this is about the flow actions. Okay, now how exactly this flow action is displayed? This flow action is displayed where exactly? So if you want to see, you can use the live UI, right? So here if you select the live UI, previously also we discussed about the live UI. So if you want to find out any of the control, you can select this control. Okay, so either control, otherwise any of the section name if you want to know, any of the layout if you want to know, you can select that. Okay, so likewise, this is the complete section, PY case action area header. This is totally PY case action area. Now, if you want to see the immediate ancestor for that parent class, okay, for that parent section, which one if you want to see, you can see them. Okay, so for this parent is the perform harness. Okay, and for that again, PWise studio container tabs, studio container, and then PJet studio. Okay, so like that, the parents, the ancestors you can see, and for any of the control you can see like that for this button. Okay, so here immediate ancestors. So this is under the PY case action area buttons. That is under the case action area. Okay, so this one case main, that is under the perform harness. Okay, and PJet studio container tabs and PJet studio container. Okay, so like that we can see the complete list of this, and here you are seeing something called harness. Okay, so harness is the top level container. Okay, earlier also we discussed. So can we create these harnesses? Yes, we can create the harnesses. Okay, even we can create the harnesses. Okay, so and even currently the complete website which we are working, this local host, this is our my local environment of the Pega, right? So this complete website also under one of the harness. Okay, this is also under one of the harness. So everything will be part of the one harness like that. So how exactly we can create? So when we are creating, we can select and what exactly you want to have in your harness also. Okay, like the layouts will be there. So here this is like a top header. Okay, top level layout in the header, and this is like a footer. Okay, this is the left panel. Okay, this is the right panel, and this is the work area. Okay, so like you can have, you can apply various things. So this harness is also part of the under the user interface category. So how exactly we can create it? So right click on the user interface, create, and then harness. Okay, you see here. This is one of the test harness which we have created. Okay, but by default, Pega will be having few harnesses for us. Okay, in that most important harnesses are like new, perform, confirm, review, reopen. Okay, so these are the 5 important, and it is not mean that only these 5 will be created by Pega. Pega has created many, but in that these 5 harnesses are most important. Okay, when you are creating a new case, by default it will be referring to the new harness. Okay, so when you are creating a new case by default, so first time actions run. So here, if you see, our flow action is displayed, but where in the new harness. Okay, this is the new harness will be displayed. And going further, okay, it will be changed from new to perform. Okay, when you are doing any changes, that indicates it is the perform harness. Okay, and finally it will be under the review harness. Okay, here in the review, we cannot do any changes like that. In the review or confirm, we cannot do. They are just giving the confirmation. Okay, they are just giving the confirmation kind of thing. So we will not be doing it. So like this, we can do that. Okay, Pega will be referring to the default harnesses. In that same way, if you want, you can create your own harness also. Like when you are creating the website, okay, in the portal, okay, if you want, you can create your own harness. Okay, so by default here, okay, again in the harness, you can drag the sections here. Okay, we can place the sections. Okay, and here under the structural, okay, you can place any of the layouts whichever you want. Okay, in case if you want, you can like a table or an embedded section or else dynamic container. Okay, likewise, whichever you want, you can select dynamic layout group. Okay, repeating layout. In case if you want to have like a columns, then select this column. But by default here it will be having screen layout. Okay, in general when we are creating the section, it will be of the dynamic dynamic layouts will be there. When you are creating, it will be having the dynamic layout, but whereas for the harness it will be the screen layout. Okay, in the screen layout again you can place whatever you want to create it. Section. Okay, so here it has created one harness, and even currently complete portal also is part of one harness. So how exactly you can say this is the harness or not? Okay, this complete part is like a harness or not? How exactly you can know that? Okay, so in general, whenever you log in into the portal, okay, it will be referred through the operator ID only. Okay, it will be referred through the operator ID. Okay, under the operator ID, we will have the access group. So we will be accessing the application based on the access group only. Based on the access group only, you will be referring to the application. And then here, you see, we will be having available portals. Okay, available portals like Admin Studio, Developer Studio, Express. Okay, Case Manager 7, Case Workers. Like that, there are various portals available. So each and every portal again internally refers to the harnesses. Okay, you see here. So the harness name PZ Studio. So developer portal is referring to the PZ Studio harness. So this is because of this harness only we are able to see the portal like this. See like this. So whenever you log in, this is what we are going to see. Okay, so here we will be seeing the Pega Infinity. Okay, case types, recents. Okay, so these are the things like that: recents, case types, data types, app, records, favorites. So that is this layout. Okay, so recent, case types. So likewise, you have all of them here. Okay, now in the header, what exactly we have? Dev Studio, see Dev Studio, application, ICSagent, configure, launch portal, create. So this is the header, and this is our work area. Okay, and in the same way, you have the footer also, like issues, tracer, clipboard. Okay, live UI, live data, accessibility, performance. So which are it is displaying here? Performance, accessibility, live data, live UI, all these things like that. Okay, so likewise in the harness only we can completely make it available. Okay, so these harnesses will be referring at the access group. and the access group we will be referring at the operator ID level. Okay, so when you are logging into the website or when you are logging into the portal, so the portal will be decides, okay, the harness, and in the harness it will be decides what all are the options has to be displayed to the user. Okay, what all are the options has to be displayed to the users. So that is what the harness actually. Okay, but like having its own harnesses, and along with that we can create our own harnesses also, and we can apply the access group, or else even how exactly you are referring the flow actions. In the same way we can refer from few places. So what are those few places? The harness can be referred even from the activity also. Okay, in activity how exactly you can refer the harness? Do you remember once we discussed like, okay, showing the page. Okay, once my clipboard was not displaying, so at that time I used something called show page. In the same way here we have something called show harness, show HTML. Okay, in the show HTML, okay, we can select the HTML string. So what is that HTML string? Like the harness which you have created. Okay, harness perform harness review like this. Okay, so here if you select this, then when you run this, automatically the harness will be displayed. Okay, so this harness can be referred either from the access group, otherwise it can be referred from the activity also. See, it will open the harness. See, likewise. So this is also the other way of referring the harness group. Okay, either the harness can be referred from the activity or from the access group. Okay, now you would ask why we should have the harness, why not only the flow action? The flow action can be referred from the flow level. Okay, flow action can be referred from the flow level. Okay, and at the assignment level, in the flow assignment level. Okay, and again this flow action is a part of the harness only. Okay, so harness is the parent container. In that the flow action will be there. In the flow actions we will be having the sections. Okay, and these flow actions will be referred from the assignment only. Okay, they can be referred from assignment only. Okay, so that is the difference. Any doubts, harness? Jadish, any doubts on harness or flow action?
Sir, what is this HTML frame option, sir? What we need to give here? Read on the other
This
two
one.
options. Yes.
Okay, the frame means, okay, so here in case if you go to this studio, we will be having many frames. This is one frame, this is one frame, this is one frame. So in which frame you wanted to display it, you can select over.
So do we need to give the section name over there?
No, layout. So this is one layout, like left container. This is the header part. This is the right side part. So this layout can be referred. That is the HTML frame. Okay, but we need to give the frame name and all those things. But in general, it is not used. Okay, why? Because we will be directly referring from the studio. Directly we will be dragging and dropping of the particular section. So it is not. So in case if you are having, if you open the harness in some of the portal, so in which frame you want to display, you can refer over there. Okay.
Okay. So if we call the harness from activity, it will continue as a separate window. It will not be part of the current work object.
Exactly, correct. This will be opens one more pop-up window kind of the things. Okay. So, and one more thing like, so if it one more pop-up window and that can be minimized, maximized or closed. Okay. But whereas Model window means like the local action we have selected, right? So that model window, when you are working, you cannot work on the parent harness. That will be completely override. Otherwise, it will be like a pop-up window. You cannot perform any other thing. Yeah.
So for this activity harness, so can we do that thing, the model dialog kind of thing?
No, here it's not like that. Okay, here it's not a flow action, right? So it's not a model
Yeah.
window.
Okay, sir. So would there be any dependency can be set between the parent one which open this activity harness, so that this whenever this harness gets completed, only the parent case can be proceeded?
No, we cannot do that. Why? Because this is the harness purpose only like that. Both can be worked independently. That is separate, this is separate. In case if you want to have any dependency like that, then you can go for the flow actions.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah, fine. See you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yeah, bye.